Just 7% of the channel points on that vote were on the Canucks. We win all of those games in the regular season just to get pooped on. All right. Well, we have no choice but to march on, but to move on. I should probably take a look. I don't want to. I really don't want to. But I should probably take a look at the final points. Final point totals or lack thereof. So, we'll start with the goalies. That was obviously a problem, right? That was obviously a problem in the series. Spencer Knight especially not even finishing a game. Defensively, Anderson, I mean, the -3 kind of wipes out the point production. Zane Parek's first series as a top defenseman was not a pretty one. Obviously, though, I'm kind of looking at the goaltending as a bit of an issue. Marner had 4 points in 5 games. Stewart, 4 points, but just 1 goal. That's not good enough. Andrews disappeared. Potter, 3 assists, -5. Andrew Basha. The story of last season, but man, oh man, this might have been his last year with us. And then James Hagens, oh my God. Fitzhenry, no goals, just 1 point. An absolutely atrocious season. Only one player had an even rating, and that was Rasmus Rinne. Which, yikes. 1 shot from Hughes. 19 shots, no goals for Basha. Damn it. Okay, well, what's done is done. We got to move on. We know that there were changes on the horizon anyway. There might now be other changes that end up occurring. I could send down Bodiger, but I'm just going to leave him. Whatever the AHL team I'd hope would be able to win. Then again, they won 50 goddamn games, so maybe not. Both teams won over 50 games this season. Both teams lose in the first round. Son of a bitch. Two 50-win teams now got to deal with a fucking Cademan in the draft. 2 50-win teams, and they both lose in 5 games. Unbelievable. Hello, Crash Andrews. Oh my God, this game right now. Oh man. Nolan Fitzhenry, did you win the Calder? I'm pretty sure you did. He did. Calder winners in back-to-back seasons. This time it is Nolan Fitzhenry. +3 to poise, +2 speed. And we'll see if his potential has indeed gone up. Nolan Fitzhenry, your Calder winner this year. We win the President's Trophy, we lose in the first round, and then the Oilers win the Cup. That sound that you hear is collectively the city of Calgary just giving up. The San Diego Gulls have won the Calder Cup, but the Edmonton Oilers, Stanley Cup champions in 2029. My God. What a tragedy. In 5 games in the All-Canadian Final over Toronto. I just... I have no tears left to cry. Connor McDavid. 43 points in 21 games. Christmas. And Jonathan Berggren's on that team now. Philip Danault, Yegor Chinnikov, Jonathan Drouin. Jesse Puljujarvi's back. Jake Evans is there. Bouchard. They added Seamus Casey at some point. Will Borgen. Jake Bean. And in goal, Sam Urson was the answer between the pipes for the Oilers in 2029. Jigsy, what's up, man? Have we... Jigsy, we got 6 seconds of it and lost in overtime. President's Trophy win for us. 5 straight years it's gone to a Canadian team. There you go, back-to-back cup wins. In fairness, Vancouver did win the cup last year, but Jesus, that was such a bad loss for us. The San Diego Gulls, of course, winning the Calder Cup. We are now a few years removed from the Wranglers' last win, even though they've been consistently awesome. McDavid wins the Art Ross Trophy this year, second time in 4 seasons. Also wins the Hart for the second time in 4 seasons. The Norris winner, Cale Makar, for the third time in 5. Hughes wins the Bing. The Calder to Mr. Fitzhenry. It is the second season in a row that we've had the Calder winner. Conn Smythe to Connor McDavid. The Vezina to Connor Hellebuck. Jennings as well to Hellebuck. I think it says Antonio Gibson or something like that wins the Masterton. Winnipeg's head coach wins the Jack Adams. Sebastian Aho wins the Selke for the second time in 3 years. McDavid wins the Ted Lindsay Award. And Austin Matthews wins the Rocket Richard. In the AHL, Brands Nygaard wins the scoring title, most points. He also won league MVP. Brandsig Nygaard, that's what it was. Doucette generated 2. Doucette scores the most goals. Joe Aginla was the top rookie. We got that going for us. Kevin Korchinski. Wow, why is Kevin Korchinski in the AHL? Jesus, top defenseman. Boediger, the old boat tiger, top goaltender. And Chase Stillman was the MVP of the Calder Cup winning San Diego Gulls. A pretty brutal way for our season to end. No doubt about that. In terms of progress reports, Marner's still improving. Anderson, Parekh. Hagen's had a pretty big statistical year. Stewart getting better. Andrews, obviously. A lot of player development this year. But man, some players aren't going to be here by the time we start the next season. Like we were cruising all through the regular season, and by the end it didn't matter. Big draft lottery year for not only the New York Islanders, but the Ottawa Senators. Good old Ottawa, Canada, as they move up to the top 2 selections. There you go. Is Marner dejected enough to waive? I hope so, because we are really regretting that contract right now. Really? Oh, man. Sidney Crosby is gone as a Penguin. Ovechkin retires as a Jet on 978 goals, which is probably the fewest amount of goals I have ever seen him score. He still beat Gretzky's record, but Stamkos is gone. Brad Marchand, the Crystal Man himself. No Wi-Fi here. John Tavares has retired. Ryan O'Reilly's gone. David Perron. Jordan Eberle. Defensively, Roman Josi, almost 1,000 points. Jesus. John Carlson, Justin Falk, and others. And in goal, Semyon Varlamov is gone. Cam Talbot, Martin Jones, Bruins legend Martin Jones. Never forget. Bruins legend Martin Jones. Shane Gostisbehere becomes a coach. We'll have to inquire about him being in the AHL. That brings us to the draft. First question. Any teams in the top 5 willing to trade? No. Second question. Is Mitch Marner willing to waive his no movement clause? Please, God. It's like the 6th time we've asked him. Mitch isn't leaving. Fitzhenry's potentials would have improved. Yes, he's now a high 6. It always goes up by 1. Mitch Marner's here. He's got 3 more. Oh, God. Yeah, he's got 3 more years. 3 more years. So we are going to continue to have to factor him into our plans. We have the 28th overall pick in this draft. Goalie-wise, I'm not committing, oh my God, to moving anybody except Vahalati. But Andrianov, Knight is still signed. Bodiger's probably going to be ready. We're going to have movement in goal. Vahalati, though, we might as well see if anyone wants to flip him for a pick. Oh, I regretted signing the Marner deal the second after I signed it. Because I didn't think he was going to take it. 2nd round pick, 2nd and a 3rd. A 2nd round pick for this guy isn't the worst. 2nd rounder for the Rangers. I'm not really interested in taking on like other players or anything like that. 39th overall from Utah is pretty good. I don't think there was anything higher than that. Yeah, we'll take that 39th overall pick from Utah for a goalie that's probably not going to make it. Shout out to the newest Finn in chat, by the way. Hello, hello. Sorry that I traded a Finn the second you showed up. But at least he's not real. It was a generated Finn. Still not used to hearing Utah in relation to hockey stuff. It is weird. And obviously it really sucks for the Coyotes. Just so many different ways, man. Like, the team's finally turning the corner, and it's like, oh, and you don't get to enjoy any of it. Let's see. Defensively, I don't think we had anybody we were looking to trade. I mean, Poirier's deal is up. I don't think I'm going to be paying him. We could have flipped him at some point. Grushnikov has a little bit of value, but not a ton. He is still an RFA for this year, but I don't really think we have anybody crazy to get rid of. Yes, there will be. I need to get back to scheduling them out. Again, I was gone for a couple of days, but yeah, uploads should resume shortly. Shortly. I had a feeling I forgot to schedule one for today, but it happens. All right, so again, Marner not willing to leave. We have a bunch of players that might end up leaving. Basha probably chief among them. I'm not committing to trading anybody right now because I need to see how certain players develop. So the only thing to check right now is the draft class and to see, I mean, again, nobody in the top 5 wanted to make a deal. 10th is the easiest trade up that we'd have. So let's see, at least in terms of value. Zach Karkner, 2 years out. He might not be that bad, but it's not a guarantee. Montoya, 2 years out. Do we have anybody with crazy grades? We have anybody with crazy grades? These guys are going to be mid-60s, stuff like that. Nobody crazy. There is a goalie, Jamie Riley, projected 30th. First round projected goalie is nice. But in terms of our scouts, there's another goalie there, and Emilio Linden. Overage goalie, though. That's a bit weird. Yeah, I mean, there's nobody with like that crazy high overall. There is a Jaden Fragapani. Outside of that goalie, there's not much. There is a Hannu Toivonen. Do we have anybody with a confirmed potential? Just the dudes at the top. Confirmed medium elite Joey Edwards, projected 79th. That's not bad. And then we have some 3 out of 4 medium elites to potentially take a shot on, but outside of that, it's not looking too good. 4 years out. 3 years out for Artem Kozlov. at 17. That's 3 years out. He's going to be mid-60s. He's going to be nothing special. So we're definitely not going to be trading up here. We do got some low elites to take a shot on later on. 3 years out for that guy. Ville Pilman, 18. Unconfirmed low elites. 5 years, 5 years. 3 years for Kelvin Barron, but yeah, this is even like the gems. I don't trust it. I mean, 3 years out at 19. There'll be some medium sixes to potentially take a shot on. We're definitely not trading up here, though. I mean, there might be a player or two that's kind of worth it, but I think this is the year we can take off from trading up. Yeah. All right. So let's sim ahead. Pick number 28. We'll end up taking that goalie. And Alan Ulanoff. Yeah, see, like a bunch of mid-60s. Decent potentials, but nothing crazy. And certainly nobody that I'm like, oh, man, I really screwed up by not trading up for that guy, you know? Because this goalie... Actually, there is George Griffin. Yeah, he's going to be more of the same. Can you buy out Marner? One less cap whale to sign. You know, that's not a bad way of looking at it, to be honest. We're going to take the goalie here, Jamie Riley. Let's go for him. 66 overall, medium elite goalie. Not bad. Not bad. Welcome in, Jamie. He'll be in junior next year. Okay. We have pick number 39. Let's see who we got here. Any players on the block? There's no one I'm interested in. We have too many players as it is. What's the next player on the board? Kopitz or Pouliot? Christoph Kopitz, 2 years out. Nash comparison. Pouliot, 3 years out at 18. Christoph Kopitz isn't that bad. We can take him now. 67 overall, medium 6 sniper. Another German too, wasn't he? Maybe he'll be the one that plays next to Dasadines. Looks like we're also going to get Emmanuel Pouliot here, unless there's somebody else in the near future. I know we do have quite a few second-round picks. Looks like it's going to be Pouliot. Emmanuel Pouliot, 3 years out. Are you going to be a low elite? Yes, 64 overall low elites. At 18, that's not bad. We also have pick 47 and 48. Okay. Screw it, let's just make them. I mean, I could trade down from here, and we do just fine for ourselves, but screw it. Let's take Joey Edwards here out of Wolfsburg. 52 overall, medium elite, probably pure trade fodder. Interesting player, though. And obviously worth more than worth the value of a second-round pick. And the next up, who is projected? Okay, this one we could trade away. This one we could trade away. I knew we had that guy to take. Darth, 22 months on the primer. I am doing well. How are you? Dude, we had like the entire second round. Jesus. Future third rounder and Radko Gudas. 2 future third rounders. We'll take 2 future third rounders from Dallas, I guess. Can I pair these two together? Second and third in the future. If I pair them together, it'll get me a second rounder in the future, which isn't too bad. As opposed to just multiple thirds. Let's just invest in the Dallas Stars draft picks. We'll go Chicago. Why not? Valimaki, we won't end up signing, but fair enough, Darth. Fair enough. All right. Let's see. Third round. Who's up next? Was there anybody? I might have to start listing or looking by our list. This. Well, there's only 2 guys left I was interested in. Jesus. Okay. Well, for a bunch of these guys, we can just... I mean, we could trade away the picks or we can swing for the fences. I guess we might as well swing for the fences, right? Might as well. Or we just, push the buck down the road and See what happens. Oh, Wheels Up is great. Never enough time, though, you know? You get to spend time with family you haven't seen for a bit. Never enough time. Ends too soon. We'll take Brandon Motto. 53 overall low elite. Not bad. And then we'll just take the other guy that we know for a fact that we want, which was Aiden Hargrave, who is 20. 58 overall low elite. Okay. Getting some trade value here. A whole lot of picks. Now we are in wishful thinking territory. Show me the goaltender, Cameron Boganecki. Medium starter at a 49 overall. I mean, it's about the value of what the third-round pick would have been in the first place. That's not too bad. Defenseman Nick Carlson is actually a medium 6. All right. Who else do we have on our short list here? Bryant Sloan. Medium 9. Dumb hypothetical challenge. Run a custom franchise with both tax rates at 50%. That is possible. Just run, essentially run hard mode. And you know where we're going to put that team? Quebec City. Let's go. Let's go for Kimo Osplund, I guess. He's projected to be drafted next. Another medium elite goalie, 47 overall. Pure trade value there. Hopefully I didn't miss out on the next guy. I might have. Is the gem still there? No, he is still there. Okay, cool. When's our next pick after this? 156. Ooh, okay. Let's just take who we think will be the best of the two. I mean, Ville Pillman or another goalie. We'll take Pillman. Why not? Another low elite. 53 overall. Probably too low of an overall for him to actually develop, but you never know. Hell of a lot of trade value. That's what we're getting. Let's take Connor Deming. Medium starter goalie. More trade value. 6th round. Show me Dylan Cutler, overager from Calgary, low 6. He's trade fodder in the future. And then our final guy in round number 7, another Finn, Samu Nurmi. Low elites. Okay. Well, I mean, it was a very good draft for us just in terms of the amount of players with decent potentials taken. But no, like, franchise-altering selections like we had last year when we, traded Mackenzie Weegar and a bunch of picks to get a medium franchise player. That sets us up for a very interesting re-sign phase here. Goalie-wise, nothing to do right now. Some of these guys might end up getting signed, but for the moment, no. Because, again, we got to see what the offseason development looks like. Zane Parekh is an RFA. Muse is an RFA. Poirier is a UFA. How much money does Jeremy Poirier want? 2.7 for third pair. That's not horrific. But it might be time to let Poirier go. Grushnikov gets a qualifying offer. We know we're going to drop Yusuf Valimaki and Bernard Docker, who were acquired at the draft. Martinez, who was a cap whale last year, still didn't retire. Holy pick hoarding. I mean, when do I not pick hoarding? Honestly, with Poirier, I think we are going to drop him. We'll let him go, see if he can get that big contract somewhere else. Right wing side, Gradine. Yeah, 51 million in cap space. That's going to disappear real quick, though. That's going to disappear really fast. Pelletier, it's time for you to go. Just because I can't guarantee you I'm going to play on the third line. I mean, he might be happy on the fourth line. He didn't complain about the fourth line last year. Honestly, maybe I'll bring back Pelletier here. All right, Pelletier's back. Maybe I should have kept Poirier. Yeah, I should have. Suniev's qualified. Battaglia's qualified. Would I retire if someone offered 15 mil? That's a fair point. That's a fair point. And then at center, Nazem Kadri, if he didn't retire, if he's willing to stay, I'm willing to keep him. We'll qualify Hoskin. I should have kept Poirier. Qualify Pedersen, Eriksson, and Misa. I should have kept Poirier. Oh, well. Third pair guy. If we were to buy out Mitch Marner, $3.8 million against the cap for 6 years. That's actually not that bad. Essentially $4 million a year for 6 years. Now, inherently buying out a 95 overall player is fucking stupid. However, Andrews is a second liner. Logan Stewart is a second liner. On the left side, Andrew Basha is a second liner. Cullen Potter is a second liner. And at center, Hagens, Batal, Fitzhenry. The only way to keep Nazem Kadri is to commit to getting rid of Andrew Basha, who did develop Silver 1T. But I am worried about Basha. I am. Now, again, I've been so stingy with the finances. And, of course, if we want to keep Fitzhenry, the best spot for him might be left wing if we can get him to move as a top-notch sniper. If Marner would just waive that fucking clause, we'd be fine. But he won't do it. He won't do it. No, he won't do it. And the funny thing is, we have plenty of cap oils every year. We have $49.5 million in space. Buy him out and ruin Paul Marner's day. I mean, let's be honest. His fucking Paul Marner's still fucking swimming in an Olympic-sized pool. He's doing just fine. Talk about clause option. I don't even know if I have another meeting available. Yeah, that's just it. Do we buy out Mitch Marner? That seems insane. That seems insane to buy him out. He's only been point per game in two out of the 4 seasons. It's a Flames move to buy him out. Fair. The thing is, we have the younger players in the system to overcome losing Marner. We do. Dude, he won't leave. I'd trade him for a 7th if he'd let me. Just trade him. He tried bullying him into a trade. Dude, I've asked him to waive his clause 7 times. If that's not bullying, I don't know what the hell is. You could potentially healthy scratch him to piss him off. It is true. We might have to try it, to be honest. We might have to try it. The problem is, if we're wrong and it doesn't work, then we're just stuck with them. But then again, he could be the cap oil. So, you know what? Maybe for now, he'll stay. Maybe for now. Let me see if Nas accepts his extension. And he does. Cool. So for the RFAs, Luke Misa won't fetch us anything on the open market. We'll go 3 years for him at a max 2-way. Potentially going to trade him. Battaglia could still have 3 years of RFA status for him. We'll bring him back. Matvey Gradin. 3 years of RFA status left. Get him re-signed. Again, these are all the guys that... And just no way are they going to fetch us anything on the open market if we leave them as RFAs. So, Suniev. Suniev is out of out of the RFA status at this point. However, we can sign him to a really, really cheap deal. Pedersen, don't know if we're keeping you long term. Still got 3 years left. Hoskin, last year of him being an RFA. He is one to take a two-way deal. We can just sign him to a really good two-way contract. Probably flip him. Grushnikov, it's the last year of him being an RFA as well. We can go 2 years. He does not want a two-way deal. We'll just let him accept then. Henry Muse, honestly, I mean, if we could get something for Muse on the open market, I'd consider it. That's not a bad deal for him. Yeah, maybe I should have kept Poirier if I'm willing to pay Muse that much money to be on the third pair. I'm going to give him that money. Zane Parekh. This is going to be the interesting one. I would prefer a 3-year Brit. He wants to get fucking paid. Holy. If we let Zane Parekh go to the open market, there is a chance he gets a deal that could be worth 4 first-round picks. There is a chance. That is what we'd be looking at. He did have a tremendous season this past year, though. He did have a tremendous season. Playoff-wise, notice I said season. I should have said regular season, I suppose. I mean, 4 first could be anybody. They could even be Zane Parekh. The problem is I want a short-term, like, bridge deal, given he wants $11.5 million already. I really want, like, 3 years. So we might wait to see what offers end up being out there for Parekh. Gradin's back. Hoskins back. We might have to see what the market thinks about Zane Parekh here. We might have to. Grushnikov takes the qualifying offer, which was to be expected. And we head to free agency. All right. Let's see. See if we can be tempted. First and foremost, in terms of coaches, B- for Gostisbehere and Doughty. We're going to sign those two. We're going to sign those two, try to train them up in the AHL to hopefully eventually be NHL-worthy coaches. Going to get stuck paying him 15. Or somebody else gets stuck paying him 15 and then nobody can build a core around him. We'll see. That's if he gets an offer. He might not. He is looking for a crap load of money. Let's bring in Lionel Dillman as a scout. And in the meantime, we now get to look at free agents. RFA-wise, Parekh, there are 2 teams interested. The thing is, he's not even that interested in our team to begin with. You know? I mean, he does want $12 million on the open market. The fact that he's just not really willing to play ball, I mean, we might be able to talk to him and, you know, get him to sign a bit of a sweetheart deal, but it's unlikely. Devin Levi, obviously, we wouldn't pay that much money to as an RFA. Wouldn't pay that much money. I mean, Hensler is an interesting one, but again, that would be... I'd rather just trade for him than offer sheet him. Anybody else that we could sign for relatively cheap? Only one here is Noah Osland. 25 years old. All right. Kancerov's a great player, but again, I'd rather just trade for him. So UFA-wise, goalies. Top options, Portillo. Again, we have plenty of goalies already. We have nothing to worry about. Nicholas Koko is the only guy with potential, and he's 25. Defensively, in terms of potential, all of these guys are at least 25, so nobody there. Defensively, it's Sandin, Barron, Poirier. I mean, if I bring Poirier back, can I save a little bit of money here? Let's go 275 for 2 years. See if Jeremy wants to come back. And then for the forwards, top dog out there is Andrei Svechnikov. You got Philip Kurashev, Emil Heineman, Sean Farrell. It drops off pretty quickly from there. Jordan Dumais is available, but no thank you. Yeah, there's really nobody for us to go out and get right now. It really isn't. So the big thing, the big question, Zane Parekh. No idea who the league interest is on. He is now looking for a 7-year deal. So he was looking for 6. I wanted 4 or 3, actually. Now he's up to 7, which means I could offer him 8. I know movement clause does add some interest, but Jesus. We'll see. We'll see what happens with him, because that's going to be a gigantic contract one way or another. Gosh Despair actually declined the offer to be a coach. Poirier's back with the team. Drew Doughty just signed. Dillman's back as a scout. So we bring in Poirier, cheers up the team a little bit, which is nice. What is the status of Zane Parekh is the question. We look and talk to him outright. Yeah, he now outright wants 7 years. Doesn't have as much interest in that 8th year either. He is just not willing to negotiate, man. Can I charm you a little bit on our organization? I gotta butter you up a little bit here about the team status, buddy. 50-50 on Persuade. Can I persuade you again? All right. I mean, the interest is going up. He's receptive to what we're selling here, but only by so much. 8-year deal. He's saying $12.5 million for 8 years. Jesus. What if I give you that no movement clause? Because we know it'll increase his interest. Full no movement clause once it can kick in the back 4 years of the deal. Interest definitely went up. I didn't want to increase the salary. I honestly wanted to reduce it. New topic. Okay, that's not what I wanted. So we know the no movement clause. Can I get you on a more team-friendly salary? Can I cut you by $500K? Contract clause is fine. No movement. Full no movement. I think we could reduce by even more. I mean, it's still looking like the $11.5 million, right? Like if I ask him to take, now he is no longer willing to. He's not willing to reduce his salary at all now. All right, Zane, we'll talk in a little bit. Thank you. Thank you for your interest. Okay. I don't know what the hell is going to happen with him. I have no idea. I mean, we're 10 days in, right? And he still hasn't gotten an offer. Teams interested, down to 1. Like, our organizational interest is a bit better. I can't see who's talking with him. I need to check in with Chicago about Kanserov, dude. I mean, this guy's a beast. This guy is a beast. As if we need another frickin' sniper in their current situation, though, right? I just want to see what his trade value is, though. I am intrigued at what it would cost to get him. He's pretty expensive. I mean, he has been playing next to Connor Bedard, so I suppose quite a bit makes sense, as apparently OBS has died on me. That's fun. That's fun. Well, we'll see if that comes back, YouTube, and if not, hey, it's good to see you.